And good afternoon again, everyone. Welcome. That's Will.
I'm
Dirk. And we are here in BLG Studios 2 for your pleasure.
Dose.
We are here to make their day.
Make my day. What's that from right now? Tell me. 3, 2, 1.
It's
That's it.
Clint Eastwood.
Despicable Me Too.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Just
a bit outside.
Just a bit, just off the corner. We're here to bring mirth. I know you like the word mirth.
Mirth.
Joy, happiness.
Yes.
We're here to cajole. We're here to
Okay.
inspire.
Let's just get to the point.
The point is, Will, we're back.
We're back.
And we're here for episode number 29.
Yep.
And this episode, Will, I've decided the name unilaterally without conferring with you.
Awesome.
Unless, of course, you'd like to change it.
No, I wouldn't like to change it.
102.
Number of one more Dalmatian.
Sorry,
number of
that?
subscribers.
You're right. It's the sequel to 101 Dalmatians.
Okay.
Disney's bringing it out next month. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. We finally hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. In fact, we surpassed it. If that was our target,
Yeah.
we're like
At
this far above
our
it.
target.
I mean, we just blew right through it, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
And hit 102 subscribers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to insert a little applause, or the post-production crew is going to insert a little applause
Can
here.
I just applaud also?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And thank you to you, because
you.
every one of you probably that's watching has already subscribed. So we do appreciate it.
All 5 of you.
It's a pointless goal to hit, but it just made me feel good. And now 200. No, I'm kidding.
No, boy.
Never going to happen. All right. So anyway, thank you for helping us hit 102 subscribers if you are a subscriber. And if not, and also, if any of you have any driftwood, if you live in places where you have driftwood, maybe near the bay, near a nice river, I was thinking I'd like to do some projects in my wood shop out of driftwood. So if
Just
anybody...
go to the store and get some driftwood.
No, I want authentic driftwood. Can you buy driftwood in a store?
I just made that up. I don't
You
know.
might be able to at Michael's.
Maybe. Oh, I didn't think about
Or
those,
like,
actually.
what's the Hobby Lobby?
Ooh.
They might have some.
Say it 3 times fast.
Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby.
Okay. You
Almost
were
made it.
trying.
I was
You
really...
were really trying.
All right, anyway,
All right.
we should probably get
Yeah,
started.
we should.
This is just meandering.
All right.
And we want to get to bullet points, Will.
Okay.
And bullet points is how we're starting today with our first segment. And after that, we'll do segment 2,
Yep.
segment 3,
The
and
last
segment...
one.
Okay, the last one.
Mhm.
And these are just things that we observe in life. And I invited you to kind of just... Here's what's fun about it. You don't realize how many thoughts you have, just observations about life, until you start thinking, I should write that down for a bullet point.
Right.
And now, literally in my car daily, I'll be driving home and I'll say things like, why in the world does this happen? Why would they do that? Why would they? And then I go, that's a bullet point.
There you go.
So, something that confuses me. And sometimes there's answers for it that I just don't know. And people clear it. Dave helped me clear up a couple. And I was like, okay, that's a good point. I can accept that.
Yeah.
But other times it's just things that don't make sense.
Okay.
So we're going to each have some bullet points. Would you care to go first, or would you like me to go after you go before I go?
Why don't you go through?
Oh, you want me to go second?
No, right now.
Oh, right now. Windows up. We've talked about the fact that I'm a Windows down guy.
You are.
I love the Windows down.
Hard to hear you in the car on the phone.
I try to remember to put it up,
It's
but
not a big deal.
I love the windows down.
I know.
There's 4 windows and now a moonroof. I love that moonroof. It's open every morning. It was open this morning. The whole way.
Another bullet point. What's
Okay.
the difference between a moonroof and a sunroof?
I think the difference is a sunroof lifts but stays in place so that you let the sun in. Moonroof is the kind that retracts so that there's an actual hole in your ceiling.
Always thought it was opposite. Okay, fair enough.
Maybe it is, but
I don't know. I
in
just
old
always thought
cars,
a
like my
sunroof
wife's old car had a sunroof, and all it had was the handle that you could push up.
I know. Yep, I know exactly both you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it was
I
an old
just always
Sunfire,
called
and I
sunroof.
thought a moonroof was the kind that actually retracts.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Nope.
Susan Austin, expert of all things, let us know. So windows up on a beautiful day. It was 75 last week, one day. It was beautiful the end of last week.
Yeah, it was.
Not rainy beautiful. It was sunny beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm on my way home, and I have a 54-mile commute one way. 54 miles. I start noticing just how few people have their windows down.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Okay.
I started counting. Take a guess. We could have played over under on this. out of 100 cars that I passed on the way home, okay? And by the way, that's not an indication of my speed because I counted some going the other way too. But out of 100 cars that I passed where I could see the driver's window, how many do you think had the window cracked at all
Or down.
or down?
12.
16.
I was close.
You were close.
4 off, not
Why?
bad. Why was I close? Because I am that good.
Well, that's true. Now let me ask a second question. Why only 16?
Yeah.
What do people not like fresh air? Is it they don't like the wind? What do you think is the reason why people would
Maybe
rather sit in an enclosed
Don't
car?
know. Maybe a multitude of reasons. Maybe the not liking too much wind on their face is one. Maybe 75 is still too hot for people. I enjoy the windows down unless I'm like calling somebody on the way home or getting ready to call you or whatever the case may be. But I'm a windows down normally when I get going.
Yeah, and I can understand if you're on a phone call. Maybe that many people are on their phones like through Bluetooth and I just don't realize it. But it seems like
I think people just enjoy the AC. I think that is people love that.
So this goes very deep. We don't have to go too deep into
We're not
it, but
going to.
and if we don't get to all of our bullet points, that's fine. But we were talking about maybe our conversations are when we tend to be funny, and people, do you think because people live in communities around here, especially that are so congested and compact, do people not open their house windows that often? Like you have enough space between your house and other houses, but like where you used to live was closer.
Mm-hmm.
Where your mom used to live is certainly very close to neighbors until she moved.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think like people are just used to not leaving their house windows open because then everybody hears everything and so it transitions to cars?
I don't know. Weird because I open the windows more in my old house than I do in my new house.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just an
I know 25 letters of the alphabet, and I don't know why. Sorry.
It's like we're just having such a good
Yeah.
back and forth, and
But
then you have to.
I'm
say
just
those
wondering,
things.
like, is it a thing where people are like, well, in my townhome, I don't open my windows because I don't want my neighbors to hear everything, or I don't want to hear them, and just transitions to I'm just used to being
Could
in
be
a contained
also
atmosphere.
Could be. We were not fully into fall yet, and people were still in the summer mindset and just used to having their windows up with the AC on. I don't know.
Do you think in your old neighborhood where you could see more houses that were closer, did you notice a lot of people opening windows?
I didn't pay attention to anybody else.
Like when you're just driving by, you don't
No,
notice?
I don't
Okay.
pay attention to that stuff.
I notice in my neighborhood a lot of windows open when it's pretty, when it's anywhere reasonable. But we live spaced out enough where you don't have to worry about hearing other people. Or
Sure.
I mean, outside, yes, but not from house to house. All right. I just don't understand why people don't do that. Anyway. All right, Will, please hit me with one.
It must be strange at some points to be a masseuse. There you have it. Backstory, quickly, was getting a massage this past weekend. And
I wasn't too hard on you, was I?
No.
Okay.
Just right. Just thinking about things afterwards, that's just work up close and personal.
Okay, so I've never had a massage, but, and I know the joke on TV sitcoms is, it's uncomfortably,
Right.
But I'm sure that they do get to areas that a stranger, if they patted you in that area,
Would be
you would
strange.
be right. It would be
Correct. That's
not okay.
I don't know that woman.
Right.
She doesn't know me.
And let's not be too graphic, but my first thought is, as a guy, do you think it becomes so routine that you don't think about it? Just like
Absolutely.
a doctor who deals with,
I don't even
reproductive.
don't even think they even think twice about
Right.
it.
But do you think when you first start, you do? Like, can you imagine, like, hey, this is Will, the new masseuse, and in comes a 26-year-old hot blonde, and you're expected to, like...
Probably apprehensive to touch certain areas.
Right.
But after a while, it just becomes the norm. That is the norm.
Now, from what I understand, like, if you schedule a massage, you can prefer a man or a woman, right? If that makes you feel...
Probably.
Probably.
I've never...
Now, in your massage, did you have a man or a woman?
A woman.
Okay. And your wife went with you, I know.
Yep.
Did she have a man or
Woman.
a woman?
Yep.
Okay.
I think only women at the massage place we go to. I think I've never seen a male masseur.
Can I get that number? No,
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
I don't think I've ever seen.
Is it masseur? Wow, good for you for knowing that. If that's
it
right.
is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Masseuse and masseur.
I think it is.
That's smart. I didn't know that. Would you mind if your wife had a male masseur?
I don't think so.
Wouldn't bug you at all.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know where they
she doesn't
go.
mind when I have a female.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like guys are more jealous by nature.
Okay,
so
I just after I left the massage
right
place, that is when I started thinking like,
yeah,
that's just a weird. I love that they do it. It's
Understood.
awesome, but that is a weird profession. Like that is
to get paid to put your. It's, and I don't want to go again. We could go for hours. You know, there's a debate about the oldest business, right? And whether that should be legal or illegal. And in some places it is legal, like Las Vegas. And, you know, yes, it's very different, but it's still paying for physical touch.
Yeah.
And so you go, okay, so where is the line? Like, and yes, I understand.
We know
it's very clear
where it is
in a massage, but
but
they're being paid to touch you in a way that makes you feel better.
Yep.
Period.
That's it.
But you're right. Yeah, I think if I were a masseur, I would spend a lot of time going,
apprehension.
Is this okay?
Yes.
Yep. How do you sue a masseur I mean, it would have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a thought that I had when I left. That's
especially in the beginning.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess equally true for maybe a doctor, an OB, or a gyno doctor.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing, but maybe you go through so much medical.
It's just not.
Because,
it's not
for
even
example, when my wife, was pregnant and we would go in, and she has a male OB gyno, and I was OBG, and I was like, but it's so clinical, that you don't.
And
even
I'm sure
feel
that's
like
how it is for
massages too. There's just running jokes about massages, but not for like an OBG,
Correct.
So anyway, all right. Well, my next one. This is a quick one, I think. No, you know what? I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to go to the next one. Double standards for sexes, for genders, sexes.
Yeah.
We have a new AP, at our school, female. All of our admins are female.
Have been for several years.
Correct. Female teacher comes in at the beginning of the year. This is one that's been on my list for a while. Oh, hey, how you doing? Big hug. Okay. Big hug. Would never hug me that way because it would be seen as inappropriate. In spite of the fact that and this new AP is pretty new to our school, so it's not like she's known this person for 20 years. Mm-hmm. Didn't come with this person. This person's been here. Right. And yeah, maybe in the first year that person was here, they developed a close friendship. Sure. Maybe. But it's almost like I'm a very touch-oriented person, not trying to make a joke based on our last conversation. I would love a hug. Yeah. But there's no way an AP could hug me. Right. Because I'm a guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting. What if there was a male AP? They could come up and handshake you, or they could come up and give you a bro hug or something. But they would never think to be able to do that with a female. That's a shame. Yep. We're at a place now where we can't. I worry every time I say to a female student, I'll go, "It's okay, sweetheart. Like, it's just my nature." Yeah. Like, "Oh, hey, sweetheart, how are you?"
That's the
You've
dad.
heard me do it, right? It's the dad.
It's the dad in you.
But I worry. Are they going to, is that going to be inappropriate? Right. Today I said darling, which is not something I normally say. Right. But it just popped out. I was just like, "Oh, it's okay, darling. Don't worry." But I worry. Yeah. I shouldn't have to. We should be able to show friendship or love or without ever always have to do. I worry when I see an adult female staff member saying, "Oh, wow, your hair looks really pretty today," if they do something different. Or, "Wow, I really like that dress." I still do it, Will, because I kind of refuse to give up on that. Like chivalry and be able to compliment somebody. But I always worry that person could maybe go somewhere and go, "I think Mr. K was sexually harassing me." Or so I don't. But I still try to say pleasantries because I just believe that that's one of the things that makes the world beautiful, is being able to tell someone how much you care about them, or tell them they look pretty, or tell them they're handsome. So I don't know. I just feel like a woman can get away with a lot more saying something to a guy than a guy can to a woman. Maybe because of historical harassment.
Sure. Maybe. I think that probably is the factor there, but I don't disargue with you.
Yeah.
at all.
It makes me sad. Just, I could use a hug some days, but I know that, yeah, well, you always give me a hug. But anyway, all right, so that's mine.
Okay, my next one, not as
Deep.
heartfelt as
Okay.
you on that one. Sorry.
Why do they put peanut? No,
No.
I'm just kidding.
The people that don't pull all the way up when they are getting gas to the furthest gas tank. Now listen. If you are a second person there, and the person in front of you leaves and you're already pumping your gas, that's something different.
Understood. Yeah, and or if it's like a diesel pump and you,
Sure, yeah,
but we're
sure.
talking absent any other reason.
There's the last 2 times I was getting gas at Safeway Gas in my town. I've watched Dalesville. I've watched somebody pull up, whip into the Safeway Gas, pull right up to the very first one they can get to, stop their car.
And to be clear, what Will's talking about is not like the first one in a row this way. You're talking about the first when there's like
When
double.
there's 2, yeah.
And they should pull up to
All the
allow
way.
somebody to pull it, because now what has to happen is somebody has to pull around them to get to the first one.
And then back in.
Or if there's 2 cars there already blocking the next pump, you've got to go around and back in.
Correct.
And now they're held up because you're going to get done after them.
Yep.
So you would think, in a way,
It is just I think
Others.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just think of others once in a while.
I stole that, ladies and gentlemen, from a podcast that I listen to where the guy just talks about people being aware of others, that you're not the only person in the universe. And when he said that, it was like a light bulb in my brain. There's so many behaviors you can explain, like people riding in the fast lane. I mean, sometimes they're a jerk. Other times they just are oblivious to others.
Yep.
You know.
But that's what that
Or
one of those situations.
Or when you're in a restaurant, or when you're anywhere, a staff meeting, and there's we're all waiting to sign this list, and one person's holding the list and asking 10 questions, and you're like,
just pass the list,
could
bro.
we just please sign and get out of here? You take all the time you need, but give me the list.
Yep.
Others. So anyway, same with shopping carts in the grocery store. Pull it to the side. Just pull it to the. I'm sorry if I touched a nerve. Just don't leave it in the middle, and then walk away. Is that one of the ones on? No way. Same thing. Others.
Well, mine.
Go ahead.
No. You finish yours, and then.
Well, I was just going to say that wasn't one of mine. I just thought it's the same as the gas pump.
Mine is not moving it out of the way in the aisle, but just bringing it to your car and then leaving it in the middle of the. Leaving it in the middle of the.
Is that typical?
Oh my gosh, all the time. Walmart, Safeway, anywhere I go, there's a shopping cart near a parking spot or on the sidewalk next to a parking spot, because people will not just put it in the designated area.
Can I tell you
why?
I don't notice that where I live.
That's a wonderful thing, because here it drives me nuts. And there's actually a person on TikTok that I follow called the Shopping Cart Police, and he goes around and puts tickets on, like fake tickets, just writes people tickets on the cars and puts it on under the windshield.
Know that they're the ones that
he watches them get in their car, and then when he gets in, he already has them written.
So he walks up before they can leave.
Yep, and just puts it on their car and
That's
then walks
funny.
away, and people get so mad.
I would too. Nobody wants to be outed.
No, but
it's literally 10 feet across the
and then
corral.
You're just inconveniencing the people that work there. Others.
I will say this: I don't see that where I am, so I wonder if it's an entitled thing or if it's I'm too busy.
I am too important to do. Yep.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh my goodness,
So anyway,
that would be bad. Yeah, I don't
2
see
in a
that
row.
lot.
Not fair.
No, it's okay. I have an extra couple, so it's okay if we don't.
That'll be my last one.
This is
that was a lot.
Okay, this is and I should end too. This is a funny one to end with. A bumper sticker on a car says, "Do not tailgate." It has something else before it in bigger letters, but then it says, please do blah blah blah. Do not tailgate.
Okay.
Do you know those letters were maybe 1.5 inches tall? Do you know how close I had to get to read "Do not tailgate"?
Tailgating.
It was baiting. It was bait and
Yes,
switch.
That's it.
They lured me in.
Tailgate.
I literally kept getting closer, and I really couldn't read it.
Right.
So I moved into the right lane
So that you can get a
so I
better
could
right?
get closer up and looked out my side window, and then I could see it said "Do not tailgate."
Oh my gosh.
That's worthless.
No.
If you want to say "Do not tailgate," put it in big letters.
Yep. Big
you
sign.
know, I love the ones that say "The closer you get, the slower I drive."
Yeah, I like that.
Now it is sort of, you're still antagonizing, but that I can understand.
Yes, agreed.
And I just go, okay, this guy's not going to put up with anything.
Right.
So I just go around if they're not moving out of the way. All right, Will, that's bullet points. I thought yours were good.
I thought yours were great. So you beat me.
If mine
You
were,
win.
mine were great. I feel like yours were
Just
right
below.
here,
Oh, okay.
just above. All right, segment 2.
Nose. What do we got?
We got some rough draft, Will.
Oh Lord.
Will, you and I are going to battle to the death.
Wow.
Okay,
Not okay.
maybe to the win. We're going to battle to the win. To the audience is determining our win.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to rough draft holidays. We're each going to pick our favorite holidays, and we're going to battle each other for top pick here.
Holiday supremacy.
Oh, and I sent you a little website that had some, because there aren't a ton of like major holidays. So I sent you a website that had a whole list of different sort of observances and remembrances, and so not just like the biggies.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to draft our favorite days and why, and we'll see if the audience can pick in the end which one of us has a better list. So we should generate an odd or an even number.
Okay.
I will pick odd this time.
I will go with even this time.
That'll work well when you do the flip of the coin.
Yep. Siri, generate a number 1 through 50. 38.
So you got even. You get to pick first. I'm just numbering my board.
Okay, let me do the same.
So we're going to go top 5. And for those of you that haven't seen us do rough draft before, we're going to alternate turns.
Love a good draft.
Just like a sports draft, we're going to pick our favorite holidays. And if one of us picks it, it's taken. The other person can't take that holiday. So
Liam Neeson.
In the end, you let us know in the comments after you get a chance to watch this podcast. Please let us know whose list you like better. And that's how we determine who wins.
I would love even if you commented your list.
Yes, please do. Please add your list.
Your top 5 holidays.
Absolutely. And then tell us which one of our lists won.
Okay. Shall we?
We shall. You get to go first.
I'm going to...
Can I predict?
Yeah, I think there's 2 that should go, that have the...
There are 2 that are big.
That should go 1 and 1B. 1A, 1B, right? Like I would think.
Yes. And I'll be honest, I'm sitting here now not knowing which I would pick first.
Okay. So I think that's fine.
I think whatever you pick, I'll take the opposite.
Yes, I would assume so. I lean Christmas.
Okay.
And my family, the kids being the age that they are, I think
You spelled Christmas wrong, but I'm just kidding. It's fine.
I was looking at it like, what?
I'm just messing with you. Yes, go ahead.
Being the age that they are, I love that time of year for that reason. So,
and you are if I may out you on this, you are a huge Christmas light fight TV show watcher.
Love Christmas lights. I love decorating my house. I like Christmas time a lot. Okay. So I'm going to take Christmas at number 1.
Hard to argue with Christmas as a number 1 choice.
It's going to be hard to argue with. If you're thinking what I'm thinking, it's going to be hard to argue with.
I think I'm thinking what you're thinking I'm thinking.
Why do you do this?
I don't mean to be up or down on this, but at 50, my list looks very different than it did at 40.
Okay.
Christmas, much lower for me now in excitement because my kids are older. There are certain things that aren't mysteries anymore, if you take my meaning.
Yep.
And presents are a little less plentiful because things are more expensive. And also, our family dynamic has changed. So what Christmas was like for 47 years isn't like that anymore.
Agreed.
So that's a big downer for me for Christmas, which is actually true for most holidays.
Gotcha.
But my number 1 choice... T gives.
Yeah, I think that was 1 too easy.
So Thanksgiving for the food, number 1, for the family, and for the less pressure. Less pressure on Thanksgiving. It's not Christmas presents and Christmas breakfast we cook at our house, and my mom and my aunts come over. Just a little bit more work to do around Christmas. Thanksgiving, in my family at least, the ladies cook generally. My wife and her mom or whoever we're eating with, my mom and my sister. So usually I'm off the hook for cooking. And it's just there's no presents, there's no hustle, there's no carrying things. Did you get her present? Did you get that card I wrote for? There's less pressure.
Okay.
And it's more about family time and less about gifts and busy.
Okay.
So I've appreciated that as I've gotten older. And also, the other good thing about Thanksgiving is it sort of sets up. It's a welcomed break after a couple weeks in school of not
Okay.
having a break. So I look
Okay.
forward to that 4 or 5 days. And now we're getting even more,
I think that's yeah.
which is nice.
Yep, you're right. And
So,
I think those are all fair points.
and deer
I like
hunting.
that. Okay.
No, I'm just joking. I'm not a deer hunter, but deer hunting season usually starts then.
I think those. Yeah. Agreed.
You're okay. All right.
I'm okay with those. Let's go with.
I like the way you wiggle your mouth when you're thinking.
I didn't think this was going to be this high on my list.
Okay.
And it's probably not going to be on a lot of other people's lists.
Arbor Day?
Yes.
Aunt Mary?
Yep.
Okay, you're writing. He's feverishly writing.
Feverishly. I took the 4th of July second.
I'm not surprised. I have it on my list.
Okay.
Yep.
You know where I live, there is a big, large celebration on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Well, that's the yachts come in.
Shut up. I enjoy that day a lot.
Yes.
I love hanging out with everybody. I love dancing to end the night at my house. I love the fireworks.
Mm-hmm. And to be clear, you have a neighbor who goes all out and does some really nice fireworks.
We use their neighbor's yard.
Oh,
but yes.
Oh, but you guys provide the fireworks?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought the neighbors. When you say maybe I misunderstood. Okay, so
we
you
set
use
them
their
off in their yard
Gotcha.
because it's adjacent to our
I got you. But then people come, and you have a large gathering usually.
Yeah, yep. So it's just a lot of fun.
Yes.
A lot of kids laugh in the pool. Like
Yes.
it's just a good time.
Yes.
And so I enjoy that.
When you have company, just a side question, do you ever feel burdened when there's company, like to make sure everything, like people are safe, people
Not
like,
during that. Not during that day.
Okay.
Other times I do.
Okay.
Other times I do.
You guys have guests often.
Yeah.
And I wonder, does it ever get to be like, I got to make sure they're not tearing apart? So, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but kids are kids.
Right.
Like,
So
I got to
for-
make sure they're not getting into the X. Or I
For
gotta make
that
sure-
day, everybody's outside,
Okay.
and so I don't have to worry about
The house at
Yeah,
all.
the house
Okay.
getting
Gotcha.
torn up. Or
Porta
destroyed.
potties? No, I'm kidding.
No, basement bathroom only.
So they can come in the basement.
Basement bathroom only.
Okay.
But the moon bounces up there. People are doing the cornhole competitions,
The
the
what?
horseshoe competitions,
Mhm.
spike ball. It's a lot of fun.
That is a lot of fun.
So I enjoy
And you
that day.
and I'm ashamed because you've invited me several times, and due to weather sometimes and due to schedules we haven't made it. But I do want to come down. And now with Zoe, we can't come down and make it an
Sure.
all day thing.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to come without my whole family because that's
Makes
the whole
sense.
point.
Yep.
So,
Makes sense.
but I love fireworks. All right,
Number
July
2.
4th. Number 2. I'm already running low.
No,
and
you're
we're not even.
Oh, you're not.
I'm already running
I
low.
think I have 4 or 5 really strong ones, and that not like super strong, but decent ones.
All right. I'm going to take this one because of several reasons. I'm taking this one because of. I'm going to take Easter.
That was my next pick.
Okay.
I was debating between Easter and 4th of July.
Yeah. So I'm going to take Easter for a couple reasons. One, not as much fun now that things are not as
I got to get Easter off my list.
now that things are not as mysterious for the children again because my kids are older. But Easter usually comes with another family meal.
Okay.
There's usually a big family
Yep,
meal at
agreed,
Easter.
there is. Yep.
So I love the family meals. Again, even though they're different, and that hurts me to say, but I still appreciate being able to get together with family a lot.
Okay.
Family is very important to me.
Yep.
As it is to most people. So Easter's fun for that reason. And also Easter because Easter brings with it spring break from school.
Yeah. That's
So
nice.
for me, and all teachers everywhere,
Yeah.
getting close to Easter means getting close to a week off.
Yep, and which is why Christmas is awesome
Right.
as well.
And spring coming out of summer, which I'm not a crazy spring fan, but I love the temperatures of spring.
Sure.
So it's nice to get a break from the gray.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Easter.
Okay.
And candy. I mean, let's be honest. I'm a big guy. I still enjoy my fair share of Easter candy. Best Easter candy, 1, 2, 3. Yes or no?
Cadbury cream eggs.
I love those too.
Okay.
If you had to pick Cadbury cream egg or the Reese's peanut butter egg,
Cadbury cream egg.
okay.
Okay.
Sweeter.
Which is weird because I'm not huge into that, but
It's the goo.
my third pick, great pick by the way.
Thank you.
I was like I said, I was between that. You took the next one off my board.
Okay.
So I went to my number 3. Another one just because. Sorry, Halloween.
You know what? I don't have that on my list.
So listen,
How did I miss that?
Halloween for me is so much fun right now
Glad I didn't have it.
because of my kids' age.
Of course.
So that I think that's if my kids weren't this age, I don't think Halloween would be on this high on my list. But because of how much fun that they have and going out and trick or treating and dressing them up, it is a blast.
Do you guys drive house to house? Because your neighborhood's big.
We walk.
Okay, you walk.
We
it.
walk.
A lot of long driveways.
A lot of long driveways.
Okay, so
we
how
don't
many
walk
houses?
the entire neighborhood. We
I was
start
gonna
up
say.
on Tam.
You have a heck of a hill in your neighborhood too, so that would be tough for
We
kids.
start up the hill.
Yeah.
What
Car
happened
up.
last year was car up, drive, and then somebody brings the car back down,
Gotcha.
and we'll meet. Anyway, we start in that first right that you can take when you turn on,
Understood.
and then we do those houses, walk down the right side of the street,
Right.
except for Miss Val's house. We hit Miss Val's house.
Yeah.
And then,
I will bleep out it. I will bleep out your street name, by the way.
oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
I shouldn't throw that
But
out.
that's okay. I'll bleep that out. But also, I just wanted to let you know so you don't say any more, so I don't
Yeah.
have to bleep it again. But go ahead.
We basically do the right side of the hill,
Yeah.
turn into the next street down
Yep.
there by my son's bus stop, do a
Gotcha.
few of those houses in that neighborhood, and then we'll go home.
Yeah.
We can't hit every.
No, you can't. And your driveway is literally. I mean, some of the driveways are probably 300-400 feet long, like
Yeah,
a football field
They're
long.
long. So
And there's a lot of hills. You're not flat in your development at all.
No.
That thing is.
Yep. So I am starting to become a fall guy.
Join,
I know.
Join me.
You and my wife have brought me to the.
You were a summer guy.
I'm very much a summer guy still, but fall was down the list some.
Yeah.
I was.
Not even
summer,
number 2.
Nope. I was summer, spring, fall, winter.
Gotcha.
Fall has jumped heavily to number 2
Yeah.
this year, and I don't. There's something about the leaves changing colors.
Yes.
Football comes back. I love football. You know
Yep.
that, and just this time of year,
Yeah.
where everybody's excited to. I just love that. So
Well, your kids probably made a big change.
that is
again.
a huge portion of it.
Yeah, and I think I'll appreciate Halloween again when I'm older, and if I live in a neighborhood where kids come to
That's
trick
the
or
best.
treat, because I think I'll enjoy it. Now I'm going to make them work. They're not going to be able to be lazy. No 15-year-old just showed up in torn jeans.
No. You have
What
to
are you
have.
dressed up as?
My son's Halloween costume just came yesterday, so we're very excited.
Are you willing to share, or should we wait till the picture?
Yeah, we'll wait for the
Okay.
picture. We'll
Okay.
put it
Okay.
up.
We won't
And,
give anything away.
by the way, used to do a clear out the garage at my house. I used to do a huge haunted house there where everybody from different neighborhoods would come, and there were tarps set up so you have to walk through like a maze. And
$2.
nope, no money.
I'm just kidding.
People would come and we would scare the crap
Oh,
out
my
of them.
gosh,
We'd be
that's
playing
best.
House of the Rising Sun, but what's that, American Horror Story version.
Oh, that's real creepy.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. It was fun.
So this is way too long, but I'll show
Yeah,
this.
this. I'm sorry, I was taking a long time.
No. I mean, I'm about to add, and I'll. It'll be the abbreviated version. But when I was in college, I was in a professional music fraternity, and Phi Mu Alpha put on. I worked at a mall as a security guard.
Yeah.
There were empty stores in the mall.
Yep.
When the store is empty, it's literally a gravel floor and it had never been anything,
Gotcha.
but it had an outside access, like a back door.
Okay.
And what we did is we pitched to the mall because I was friends with, I worked for the mall, so I knew everybody.
Yeah.
We pitched, could our fraternity do a haunted house in
Mhm.
this blank space in the mall?
Mm-hmm.
They thought it was a great idea for public. The mall was pretty new.
Yeah.
They thought it was a great PR thing. So we collected $2 and a toy for Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
And the Marine Corps got involved. And our fraternity built the entire haunted house.
Very cool.
We did it like 2 or 3 years in a row,
Mhm.
raised like a few $1,000s, had lines out it was a tremendous amount of work.
Yeah.
But I'm
Worth
getting
it.
goosebumps thinking about
Worth it.
it. Was so much fun
that's
to do.
awesome.
And we had the little brains where you peeled grapes and the spaghetti. And
Yep.
and back in those days you could be a little bit more. We had a chainsaw guy with the chain
Yeah.
off, and
Yep.
we had the ability. But we literally, the only way we could build walls in this place, because the ceilings were like 20 or 30 feet, we would toss rocks tied to string and run
Over
string
them.
up through the
That's
things,
funny.
and then hang boards with black plastic sheathing. And our
Yeah.
walls were literally made out of just black plastic.
That's awesome.
But we still had it, glow in the dark paint and strobe lights. It was great. All right. Okay, number 3 for me, Will. I'm gonna go quickly. Will, this is not a holiday, more of an observance.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess it's a holiday, but
Teacher Appreciation Day.
yeah. I'm gonna go with Veterans Day.
Very
Number
fun.
3.
Very fun. Yep.
It's not a particular day where you get together and have food or anything.
Understood.
And I'm still angry that Montgomery County Public Schools does not recognize it as a day off from school.
Yep.
We get days off for a lot of things, but they don't do that for Veterans Day,
Mm-hmm.
which annoys me. But having a father who was a veteran, uncle who was a veteran, father-in-law who was a veteran, and there's a lot of military in my family, it's important to me that we remember veterans.
Yep.
And Memorial Day is there for those that died,
Right.
of course, which I always love to ask kids because a lot of my kids don't understand the difference between Memorial Day and a lot of adults don't.
Right.
And Veterans Day, though, recognizes everybody, whether you died in
Warriors.
service or you're still
Yep.
alive. And
Yep.
so I loved it because, especially as my dad got older, being a veteran of the Marine Corps was very important to him.
Okay.
And I see the pride. My dad doesn't drive for anything. But for the last 8 or 10 years of his life, he got together with all his Vietnam vet buddies in Florida. And they traveled from all over the country, these 70-year-old men, and got together just to spend time together on Veterans Day for a week or so.
That's the best.
And that meant so much to my dad that he was trying to do that. My dad passed on November 15th,
Yeah.
and he was still trying to go from cancer. Not this year, obviously. For people at home, it was 2020.
Yeah.
But as of the first week of November of that year that he passed, he was still trying to go. He wanted me to teach my sister how to tow the camper.
Yeah.
It was so meaningful to him. And whenever my kids if I get long on this, but at my kids' school, they have a Veterans Day celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do it on Veterans Day because in our county, they're off for Veterans Day. But the kids get to bring in any veteran and their family.
Mm-hmm.
They have food for all the veterans that morning before. Then they do a whole ceremony about Veterans Day.
Yeah.
They recognize each of the veterans. And my kids were so proud to take my dad's picture next to the jet plane that he worked on in the Marine Corps. And for my dad and my dad went. He never came to, other than music concerts, he wouldn't have come to that when I was little.
Right.
But that meant so much to him that my kids saw him as valuable. And I see what it means to vets, especially older vets and even younger vets. We don't understand, those of us that have never served, how much that means to those people. So I love Veterans Day because I feel like it's just, I'm a very patriotic person and I just feel a lot for veterans.
Yeah.
And I just, probably because of my family, but anyway, so that's my pick.
Okay. I love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
I'll put Will approved.
Well, yeah, put W-A.
W-A.
My fourth pick took New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Just a fun time.
Okay.
Obviously, love watching the ball drop, love watching the shows. It's not a big to-do where I live in terms of us going out and doing all this stuff, but we have some friends come over and we sit and we watch all the shows and we just talk and laugh and play games, and that is fun for us. Your
family does an awful lot of family things, and that I envy. Like, you have a lot of family and they love to get together baking cookies. Like on holidays, you're very family centered.
Cookie baking is fun. Used to do more actually when we used to go down to Taylor's grandparents.
Okay.
When her grandmother was still alive, and we would bake cookies down there and spend the night down there. Like all the siblings would go down there, which was a lot of fun. But now we don't do that anymore. But it's still a good time, and I just love spending the evening by the fireplace watching the shows with our friends that come over and playing games.
Yes, I'm noticing as I listen that many of ours are, as many people would, are surrounded around family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because we're both very family oriented.
Absolutely.
You and I. It's one of the things we have in common.
Yep.
Will,
number 4. 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to throw a little curve in here just for fun.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready for it.
This one, almost dropped my pen cap. This one is not really, nobody would think of this as a holiday.
Okay.
This is I'm going to put ST. That's an abbreviation for start.
Okay.
The start of daylight savings.
Start of daylight savings. Okay.
So when we jump ahead.
Yep.
When we spring forward.
There it is.
I like the start of daylight savings.
Okay.
Because
you could have gave me 100
and you would have never gotten to that one.
I would have never gotten there.
So I went down the list.
I know.
And I saw what popped out at me.
I see.
Here's why.
Yeah, hit me with it.
I don't like dark in the evening when I get home from school. And daylight savings gives me that I get home an hour earlier as far as the sun goes. So
Okay.
what used to be 3 is now 4.
Yeah.
So I'm getting home at what used to be 2. I start to see more sunlight, and it's the beginning of longer days. Now I don't love summer,
Mm-hmm.
but I do love sunlight at 8:30.
Agreed.
I don't like dark at 5 o'clock.
Sure, I am with you on that.
So it gives me the hope of more sun.
Yep. Okay.
And I like more light. I love the dark, don't get me wrong, but I don't want it at 5 o'clock.
Fair.
So start of daylight savings, that's a day that I look forward to.
Okay.
We have family over. We have cookouts. Usually we play board games. We decorate our garage and have people come over and go through.
Why are you lying?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say some of the things you said.
There's no shot for daylight savings. You're doing all that, you weirdo.
So anyway, I like daylight savings.
All
so
right.
there's a weird one for you.
Wait, you have Thanksgiving, Easter, 2 solid holidays there. And
Okay.
then you have Veterans Day, more of
A thoughtful observation than a
day.
celebration, right?
And then another. Okay.
Yeah, just a weird one. Yeah.
All right.
And I don't anticipate winning this at all.
I don't.
But
I don't know if this is.
okay.
Sorry,
I was more to that.
No, there was, but then
Okay.
I stopped talking because I was thinking of what I was
Okay.
going to do. I'm going to go.
You're sitting up a little more. I'm going to adjust your camera.
No, I'm going to
just a
squat down and have bad
Okay.
posture for you.
little. There we go.
All right.
I just noticed. I can't have anybody higher than me. No, I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
But when I adjusted it before,
There
I
we
don't
go.
think you were
I just
sitting quite as
abbreviated.
tall. Veterans Day? I already took VD Day.
So,
Valentine's Day.
yeah.
I assume V
So
Day.
Valentine's Day, I took for number 5. I was betwixt a couple of them.
Wouldn't have picked it.
I don't care what you would have done. No, I'm just joking. So it wasn't initially on my top 5 list.
What you were going to say is, I don't really, but then you figured you could.
And I will
burn
tell
me.
you what I was deciding between after you take yours, just
Okay,
in case you're
just in
going to take
case.
it anyway. It is at least a day where I get to normally have just an evening with my wife.
Okay.
And we get to go out and kind of do our own thing. And not
Okay.
that we don't love being with the kids all the time, but sometimes it's nice to have a date. And
Right.
that's one of the days that normally we get to have a date.
Gotcha.
And so I enjoy that.
I don't normally get a date with your wife on Valentine's Day.
I think that's because I'm with her, and then you have to schedule the other days.
Oh, I have to work around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, Valentine's Day, my wife and I are not, I don't want to say we're not romantic. We've been married it'll be 25 years this November. And I love my wife more now than I ever did before, but we've never been a more typical flowers and candy and dinner out. And we're not a ceremonial romantic people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're both very practical. Like, and once the kids are older, we've never had a lot of babysitting, so we've never really had that chance to make that our day.
We've been fortunate.
You
to
have great, support. And
system.
my parents love them, and
Yeah.
my wife's parents love the kids,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we've never quite had the offer. Our parents are older.
Gotcha.
See, well, I'm the age of your parents almost.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I think it's a generational thing. I think
Yeah.
we'll take our kids more often.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have as much of a free break on Valentine's Day, so it's not as big of a thing. So
Yep.
I got last pick here.
Pick my list, please.
Yeah, that's Will's list. Yeah, I'm just gonna blow it here and completely lose.
You're not going to lose.
Oh, I don't like New Year's. I'm not going to go into why, but New Year's makes me sad.
Okay.
Is it sad that time passed? For me, it's sad when time passes.
Well, that's every day.
Yes, but for some reason, celebrating it, I was always meaning. Anyway,
All right.
I just popped into my head while you're thinking. I wish I had a better one. I really don't have a good one. All right. I'll take this one.
Let me get rid of my last one, and then I'll tell you about my other 2 that I was thinking about.
I was going to do Take Your Child to Work Day.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because
That's fun. They used to come here with you.
They used to come here with me, and also we didn't really do much as teachers because there's so many kids absent.
Yeah.
You kind of play
That's a fun
games,
day.
and
It's a
so
fun day.
I almost did Take Your Child to Work Day.
Icebreakers. Okay, that was one of the ones so I'm glad I didn't.
But I'll take Memorial Day
That was one of the ones that I was going to take between that or St. Patrick's Day.
for a couple reasons. One,
Hit me with it.
again, I didn't know any family members that died in service, so
Yeah.
I don't have that connection. But I have the connection of It's right after we do our spring concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just ready for a break.
Sure.
Because it's been stressful leading
Understood.
up to that. And it really, for me, earmuffs, for anybody who's in Montgomery County Public Schools, it kind of marks that point where you're just counting the days.
Yeah.
Like, you're still doing things,
Yeah.
but for me in band, my concert's over.
Yep.
So my kids now, I have them doing some projects.
Yep.
I have them doing their Song of the Week projects or playing scales. It's more student produce than me produce. So
Yeah.
it's kind of my end of the year sigh of relief
Yep.
of I've gotten them through the year and I can start to wind
Finished
down.
our
Yeah.
big concerts, gotten
Yeah.
through the big stuff.
It's why Christmas is tough for me because I'm always so worried about the concerts I don't really get to enjoy. I can't wait till I retire.
You have said, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You have said that when we would talk about Christmas carol, like Christmas songs.
Yes.
And stuff, you have said like I can't really enjoy that stuff until
My concerts
our
are
concerts are over.
Yeah.
And so you never really like get into the
No, and you know what stinks
spirit.
is, with all due respect to being a middle school band teacher, I understand my hierarchy. I'm not leading the Boston Pops.
Sure.
So I should be, sure. So I should be able to calm down and just enjoy it. But I always stress out because I want the parents to be pleased with what the kids do.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
So anyway.
All right.
So those are our lists.
Here's our lists. Crema.
T gives. Easter, Vets Day, Daylight Savings Time, and Memorial Day.
There you go.
And Will's got Christmas, 4th of July, Halloween, New Year's Eve, and V-Day. So let us know. And
Let us
please,
know.
if you missed a holiday that you love in
Oh
there,
yeah, throw it in there.
put it in the comments and give us your list. And or vote on Will and I's list to see which one you like better, if you had to pick one of our lists.
If you had to.
If you had to. There were a lot of good celebrations on there. There is Barack Obama Day in Illinois. I thought that was interesting.
I saw some stuff on there.
There were funny
ones
that
too.
are not national.
Right.
King Kamehameha Day in Hawaii.
Yep, saw that.
So I like that. All right.
What we got next? Dirk, hit me with it
Flick
right
Picks,
now.
War Edition. Flick Picks.
You say War Edition?
Yeah. Segment 3.
Oh, there you go.
Now we can do it. We're doing an episode of Flick Picks, ladies and gentlemen,
Why
and
is this
I'm
like
shaking.
not erasing?
I'm shaking because I'm erasing. So we're going to do a round of Flick Picks where we pick movie Rotten Tomatoes scores on movies, and whoever's closest, or whoever has the lowest score, which would be closest on all that they're guessing when we're done, is the winner. So today we decided, since World War II officially started the month of September,
I did.
when some dude over in Germany invaded Poland.
Some guy.
I forget his name now.
I'm not going to mention
I'm not
it.
going to remember it.
No.
I'm not giving him the time of day.
No.
I don't want him to become famous. But anyway, when the war started, we said, well, let's do war movies. We were looking at what happens in September, and World War II started in September 1939. So we'll do war movies. And there are a ton of war movies, Will.
Oh, my gosh. There are so many.
It was not hard to find some.
No.
Okay. So we're going to do 5, and we're going to figure out who knows their Rotten Tomatoes better. I'm sure it will be you.
Why do you do that?
It always is.
It's not. You won
you
last
got like
time.
30. No, I did not.
Yeah, well.
I had 78 or 80 something. You had 38. You mopped to the floor with
There
me.
was one.
I was ahead until one
Yeah, there was
movie
one
threw
movie,
me
and I
way
don't
off.
remember what it was.
That's
now.
right.
Oh,
Wow. That's
Morgan Freeman.
Speaking of startled, that's in our joke today. Morgan Freeman. It was Along Came a Spider.
No, come on. Movie.
Shawshank Redemption.
Movie about, he's the principal. Why can't I think of the name?
Lean on Me.
Thank you. As soon as you were, yep.
Was it low and I guessed high?
I think.
Yeah, I think
one
so
of
too.
One or the other.
Yeah. Anyway.
All
right. First movie from 1992, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Stars Tom Cruise, rated R. Stars Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, and Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
Military lawyer Lieutenant Daniel Caffey defends Marines accused of murder. They contend they were acting under orders. The movie is A Few Good Men. What goosebumps again. The courtroom scenes are amazing. Jack Nicholson, the man.
Some great acting in that movie.
There is some great acting. And big stars, big names. I don't know if Demi Moore was a huge name by then. She might have been. So I'm going to write down my score. Please don't look while I jump over to A Few Good Men on Rotten Tomatoes. Fleet of Finger. Okay.
All right, I have my score.
You have your score?
Yep.
Okay, Will.
I went high.
Pleased to be revealing. I have 86. Will has 87.
There's no shot.
That's so close.
All right.
Will, I looked it up.
Okay.
A Few Good Men on the Rotten Tomatoes website is certified fresh.
There we go. That's
At 80.
yeah.
84.
Okay, that's great for you. I mean,
I'm
great for
2
both
off,
of us,
you're 3
honestly.
off.
That's
Yeah.
great for both of us. That's not.
No.
I thought that was going to be high, honestly.
Yeah, I did too. And I thought 86 might be low, but 86. All right.
All right.
Or 84, sorry.
3 off there.
I had 86.
Okay,
the audience
so-
score was 89. So
Okay.
we were right in the ballpark.
Yes, we were.
And the critics, and I don't see what could be wrong with that movie, except maybe it could be a little. There's one scene I hate when Tom Cruise looks at Jack Nicholson and goes, "I'm a sir. Don't call me," or what?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay.
okay,
All
yeah,
right.
little,
Right.
yeah, turn
Come
it down
on.
a little.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it's a great movie. I love
Agreed.
it. All right. Well, Will, I don't really care what you think.
I figured as much.
Second movie, one of Will's favorites. He might have an advantage on this. 2004, rated R. 2004. Brad Pitt,
Oh, yes.
Eric Bana, Orlando Bloom.
Yep.
An adaptation of Homer's great epic. It's literature, Susan Austin.
Mm.
Film follows the assault on Troy by the United Greek forces and chronicles the fates of the men involved. 2004 movie, Troy,
Mhm.
simply called Troy.
Yep.
And you turned me on to this movie, and I watched it
Yeah.
and enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
Only watched it once. I know you've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
Because you were a fan.
Something about that opening scene, man. When the two armies come out and they pick one soldier from each army, and they have to just battle in front of the army. Oh, that's just
The sheer size and the way warfare was.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like, it's one thing to drop a bomb from a plane or
Yeah.
to shoot a missile from a tank, but when it's you, your sword and a shield against, and there's 1,000 of you, and you're just running towards 1,000 other
Yep.
people, that was.
it's a lot.
How do you make it? How does anybody make it through that?
I don't know.
All right.
So
Troy. So are the critics going to love? The critics are going to love Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom. They're going to love the literature reference. Is there anything they're going to hate? The action scenes are good. Is the movie long? I didn't write down how long these
it
movies
is
are.
a longer movie, but I don't know if that necessarily
bad.
matters.
Maybe not to the critics.
No.
All right. I don't know what to do with this, Will.
I know. And now you have me messed up here because of A Few Good Men was 84.
Yeah, but you know what? You can't judge what I mean. The
Writing it down.
Yep, I'm writing it down. Oh no, I'm changing it.
Shoot.
I'm going right in the middle. I had 2 numbers, and I don't feel like any of them were right, so I'm going to go in the middle. Will, let me look it up real quick. I've already written my score down.
I'm changing.
You can change.
No, you already wrote yours down. I'm
Well,
done.
no, but I'm
Done.
I changed mine a couple times.
I did too. I changed mine once, but only the second number. I kept the first number in.
All right.
Can I show? Oh, you didn't read it yet. Forgot.
I read it now.
Oh.
66.
Yes.
So even though you love it, I'll say the audience had it at 73.
Okay, so
So
I'm
not too far off for
Okay.
the audience.
So I went higher initially.
I went 80.
Okay.
And I changed it from 82 to 78.
I went higher initially because you scared me now with A Few Good Men only at 84.
Okay.
With that acting, I didn't think it would be near the 80s.
Okay. It is 2 hours and 42 minutes as I'm
That
looking
is
at it.
long also. So I'm wondering if that's why the audience score was lower also. I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the total? I mean, what was it?
I didn't say yet.
Oh, okay.
It is rotten.
There's no shot it's rotten.
It's rotten.
Oh gosh, how rotten.
It doesn't matter. You're still way ahead of me. At 53. 53%. It's rotten.
I would never have guessed
Me
that.
neither, because it's literature referenced. It's action. Do you think they thought it was too jive?
But I don't know how. Like, I don't know how that.
Like too glorified or too starborn, kind of like too
Maybe.
fantasized, maybe. 53% for Troy. So the critics did not like it.
So it's
A brawny
13
entertainment spectacle, but lacking emotional
13
resonance.
off. Okay, so I don't. Whatever.
That's what the
Critics
main critic consensus is.
I'm now 16 off.
Okay. Well, is that's your running total?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
That's fine. Oh, should I not do it until?
No, you can do it. I didn't total mine,
Gotcha.
so I'm not. I'm gonna type the next one, but I'm not gonna enter it until we're there. Okay. Well, moving on to movie number 3. This stars Matthew Broderick, Ali Sheedy, an adorable Ali Sheedy, I must say. This was my teenage crush.
Got you.
And John Wood. A young man finds a back door into a military central computer in which reality is confused with game playing, possibly starting World War III. 1983 PG movie called War Games.
Okay.
I know this might be a little before. Have you seen?
I've never seen this
Okay,
movie.
so this might be your wild card. War Games, essentially.
Don't know if I've even heard of this movie.
Oh, okay.
So-
It was really popular in the 80s. So
really popular. I won't ask too many
no,
questions.
you're fine.
Really popular with people, or just really popular in the theater? Like it did well. Or?
I never went to the theater when I was
Okay,
little,
all
so
right.
I don't know what's popular
That's
in the theater. But the thumbnail sketch of the movie is Matthew Broderick plays this computer savvy kid. Back in the days
Gets
with
in.
disk drives
Yep.
and modems that you had to put your phone into.
So gets into it.
And he finds this ad in a magazine about join this super gaming company, and he's
Okay.
trying to find this gaming company, and he's dialing all these numbers. He finds a number. He can't find a number for the company, so he sets his auto dialer to just keep dialing numbers to find this company.
Okay.
He ends up dialing into some military computer.
Okay.
It thinks I'm Vulcan. Hello.
How can it ask you that?
It'll ask you whatever it's programmed to ask you. You want to hear it talk?
Yeah.
I'll ask it how it feels. I'm fine. How are you?
Excellent. 18 log time. Can you explain the removal of your user account on June 23rd, 1973?
They must have told it he died. People sometimes make mistakes.
Yes, they do.
How can it talk?
It's not a real voice. This box just interprets signals from the computer and turns them into sound.
Shall we play a game?
Oh,
I think I missed him.
yeah. Weird, isn't it?
He go, wow, what's this? He's the nerd.
Yeah.
So what's
So
this?
he
What's this?
investigates.
And figures out it's some kind of government thing.
Oh wow.
And they have games on there that are strategy, like tic-tac-toe and all this other stuff. But then there's a game called Global Thermonuclear War.
Oh.
And he's like, ooh, what's that? He clicks on it. He starts playing a game there, and it's asking, do you want to be U.S. or do you want to be Russia?
Yeah.
And let's be the Russians, right?
Right,
And
right.
Ali Sheedy is this girl that he's got a crush on.
Lord.
And they start playing what they think is a game. Turns out they're tapping into this government computer
no.
who then sends alerts to the military and the government. And
Oh man.
then he spends the whole movie between being arrested and trying to convince them that it's fake and finding the guy that developed the program. Like,
Oh man.
it's really intense,
Okay.
but it's really a neat concept that he would
Okay.
hack into, and they can't figure out what's going on.
Right.
And then they're like, and it comes down to the nitty gritty in the end, to whether they know whether real bombs are going to be hit or not.
Jeez.
So
Okay. Sounds intense.
it is fun, a little bit funny, intense, and Ali Sheedy is gorgeous.
Okay.
So
I don't even know where to go.
I'm tainted because I love it.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'm going to have hit high, which means I'm going to try to aim lower, which means I have no idea where it'll end up being.
I don't know either.
All right. I wrote my number
It's
down.
a good movie.
I didn't even think about my number.
Don't worry about it.
I wrote it down. All right, I'm going to type it into Rotten
Here we go.
Tomatoes.
Somewhere.
Nope, it's the wrong movie. Ask me anything.
I don't know what
There
the
it
the
is.
cinematography was like. I don't know any of that stuff.
Okay.
Well,
Well, it's the 80s, so
So not.
I mean, it's not, there's not really special effects or anything like that.
That's a
back
great
then.
concept for a movie, though.
It is a neat concept. I would love for you to
I'm gonna
watch it sometime.
I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
it. That sounds like something I would like.
And Matthew
I don't wanna go
Broderick
that
is
high.
all of about
I can't go that-
16 in this movie.
can't
it
go that
seems
high.
like.
Let's go here.
All right.
I'm ready. Sorry,
That's okay.
I didn't know where to go with that.
Don't
Never
worry
seen
about
it. Never even heard of it.
Don't worry about it.
It's Matthew Broderick.
Yeah,
No,
it's
but he
Matthew
was
Broderick.
young.
He was very young.
He was young.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I was
He
gonna.
wasn't a big star yet.
I was
This
only gonna
might
go.
have been his breakout
I was
movie.
only gonna go 5 higher than this.
Okay.
But I don't think I am.
One off again. 76. You have 75.
75.
We're both
All right.
wrong.
Okay.
Well, I nailed the audience score, which is worth nothing. The audience had it at 76%.
1 point extra.
No.
Oh. All right.
Tomato Meter has this movie certified fresh
Okay. That's
at 94%.
good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I didn't even
Okay,
expect it.
I
I thought they would think it was stupid or jive.
21 off. That's terrible.
okay. I'm 20, what?
No. What is it?
4? It's 94. You're not 21 off. You're 20. Why is it's the end of the day, dude. I'm
Wait,
struggling.
how am I not?
I'm
21 off?
18 off.
Yeah, and I'm no.
You should be 19 off.
What is it? What is it?
94.
19.
Yeah. It's the end of the day.
Oh, that's bad.
All right. All right.
We do math on here all the time. Why was
It's
that
bad.
hard?
At the end of the day.
I guess.
End of the day. All right. Well, I didn't realize it would be that high.
Man,
I'm
that
thrilled that it's that high.
Okay.
I am thrilled because I love
All
that
right.
movie. All right, Will.
Yep.
I guarantee you the next one, not going to be that high.
Okay. What do we got?
I threw this one in because I just spittled everywhere.
Oh Lord.
Sorry. This one, I guarantee you, I threw this one in specifically because I think it'll be bad, and I don't mean to influence you, but you're familiar with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh God.
You're familiar with his affinity towards war movies, usually overdone.
Oh,
I could have picked First Blood because it's sort of a war against the town.
Sure.
I could have picked Rambo Part 2, which is where he goes in to
It's
rescue the
getting worse,
Vietnam
though.
hostages
Getting
that were
worse.
left behind. A noble concept.
But still not as good as the first one.
But, Will, I'm going to go with Rambo 3.
Oh Lord.
And in case you're wondering, Will, this is the one where Richard Crenna, the actor who plays his boss, Rambo mounts a one-man mission to rescue his friend, Colonel Troutman. Colonel Troutman went in to do something, and he got trapped. And they find Rambo in somewhere like Thailand stick fighting for money.
Okay.
I'm not even making this up.
I know. I've seen it.
And working on the tin roof on the
It's just-
monastery in the
yeah.
local.
Yeah.
And they I'm not going back in.
Yeah.
But, the
They
only man
convinced
he
him.
would go back in for. But the man they have is Colonel Troutman. When do we leave? And he goes back in for Troutman. All right. So this is Rambo Part 3 from 1988, rated R. He needs to rescue his friend Colonel Troutman
right.
from the clutches of the formidable invading Soviet forces in Afghanistan. By the way, I am in no way mocking war.
No.
I am only mocking the ridiculousness of the Rambo movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to be clear.
All right. I already have I went relatively low.
Okay.
It's not a good movie. Can we be honest about that?
I haven't seen it in forever.
Okay.
But
Uh-oh. We got to change?
I'm going lower.
Okay. Wait, now I might want to go lower.
Go
What
ahead.
were you at? I'm
I don't
scared
want to
now.
tell you.
I'll just leave it. I don't
You
care.
said relatively low.
I didn't go low like single digits or
I'm not single
Or-
digits.
like in the teens either.
Okay.
It's Sylvester Stallone still.
26.
37.
I went 32 first.
Okay.
And then I went to 26.
Okay.
All right.
You are probably correct because that movie is bad, but
It's terrible.
I figured since Sylvester Stallone, maybe they give you a few extra points.
I don't think he gets extra credit
maybe not.
with the critics.
Maybe not.
All right, Will.
It was bad though. You're right. It's probably. Can I guess?
Hour and 41 minutes long.
Can I
Audience
guess
had it at 45.
Okay.
But audience, I would give it a good rating because
Right.
it's bad, but
Yeah.
I love those,
You love those.
one man against the
Can
world.
I guess? Can I guess a different
Please,
one now?
Please.
I'm saying you were closer. I'm going to guess 28.
Okay. Rambo 3 from 1988, certified fresh
I lost.
I'm joking.
Oh, there's no shot. It was certified. I was like, what?
It's rotten all day long.
Oh, Lord.
But higher than we both thought. 41%.
Oh, that's good for me.
That's good for you.
Okay.
Yes. 41%. I should have stuck with 32. I should have changed it. Should have stayed with my initial opinion.
Okay.
Opinion. I'm surprised. I don't know how in the world it got 41%. Rambo 3 finds its justice dispensing hero far from the thoughtful drama that marked the franchise's beginning, and just as far from the quality action thriller entertainment. They're right. The First Blood movie, I would be curious to see what that is. I'm not going to look it up because maybe we'll use it in the future. The First Blood movie, I love, but yeah, what's the word? Something about the pale. What is it, Susan Austin? The pale, which means they've gone too far. They've jumped the shark.
I don't know.
I forget what the term is. I'll remember it after we're done. Okay, Will, and the final episode, or the final movie here.
Okay, last one, number
This
5.
is from 2014, rated R.
Yeah.
Stars Bradley Cooper, Sienna Miller, Kyle Gallner, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood.
It's an intense movie.
Very intense.
Yeah.
And I'll share in a minute what this movie helped me realize and think about that I'd never thought about before.
Okay.
Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle, who's a real person
Yeah.
in real life. I've seen interviews. He actually wrote a book. Navy snipers Chris Kyle pinpoint accuracy saves countless lives on the battlefield and turns him into a legend. Back home with his family after 4 tours of duty, however, Chris finds that it is the war he can't leave behind.
Yeah.
The movie, of course, is called American Sniper.
Yep.
So I see this on multiple ways. Sorry, I don't always go first. Would you like to go first?
About just talking about it?
Yes.
The only thing I will say is that this movie was the first time I saw Bradley Cooper like in a very, very serious role, and I think he did a really good job. And also,
I'm not familiar where I don't remember actors well. Was he in more comedy, like lighthearted stuff?
like Wedding Crashers.
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
comedy
So
movies
kind
like
of
that.
rom-com.
Rom-coms.
Okay.
Yep. But this was not a rom-com. And seeing him have flashbacks and just it's a great movie for me. I love the movie, but it's tough to watch.
So the one scene that I remember is when he's standing in a shop and they're working on his vehicle and the car backfires, or somebody's vehicle, and the car backfires. And he reacts like it's a gunshot. And that's the first time in a movie where I watched a war movie where they really show the readjustment period.
When they get back to the States.
And again, I'm sorry to the people at home because I always do this, but to bring up my dad. My dad was in Vietnam for a year during the late 60s when Vietnam was hot and heavy.
Right.
Dad told a story once about being in a hut. They would go to the local villages to get non-military food, because the people would cook, and they weren't supposed to necessarily, but they'd sneak off the base or they'd go or whatever. And he was sitting in a hut, he said, and some of the local South Vietnamese made great food. They would make food for the soldiers, And he was sitting in the hut, and he said, but what happened was a kid, not more than 10 or 12 years old, ran through the door of this hut, carrying a rifle, aimed it at him and his buddy that was sitting there, because these were toys for the soldiers in the North, and so the kids would run around with real rifles playing. And my dad said, my instinct, if I could have reached my rifle, I probably, and he said, I'm so glad that I had set it out away from where I was sitting, because in those times where you're in country and you have no clue what could be coming at any minute, it's the same as that Bradley Cooper thing. Like, that sound means somebody just got shot.
Right.
And so that was the first movie that I watched about war where it really showed how affected you would be coming home. Just where you don't have to look at, we take so much for granted, not ever being in a war zone where you don't have to worry about your life on any. I mean, my worry is driving home. Their worry is my dad said their compound in Vietnam, he was in a place called Chu Lai. He said they would get mortar attacks from never know. You could be walking to the mess hall. Mortar attack. So I think that movie is the first one that showed me that, and but amazing. And Chris Kyle actually was on a lot of. He was kind of the first person also to go out there and make almost a career out of it. Some people, a lot of military guys don't like that he did that. I've talked to military people that are a little disappointed that he used that to become famous.
Yep.
Because he wrote books and went on talking. And people, a lot of the war heroes are people that don't want to talk about it,
Right.
So I don't know. I'm not going to form an opinion on that, but we'll just go with the movie here. American Sniper. I'm going to write down. I'm going to say the critics liked it, Will, because it dealt with something serious and it also dealt with the ramifications. I'm going to go with 86%.
Okay. I went one under A Few Good Men.
Okay, 83. Let's see who's right. I'll scroll over here and type in American Sniper 2014. All right, Will, the audience score is 84%.
Up one off. Let's
So
go.
we're very close.
We are.
Okay. But
Oh, no.
the tomato meter tells a different story.
Oh, wait. Which way? That's
important. It is certified fresh.
Okay. So neither of us can be that bad because we're pretty much in the middle.
And the critic consensus, powered by Clint Eastwood's sure-handed direction
Okay.
and a gripping central performance from Bradley Cooper.
Agreed.
American Sniper delivers a tense, vivid tribute to its real-life
Agree
subject.
with all that.
That's all positive.
Okay, give me the number.
72.
Really?
Yes.
All right. I am 11 off, and that's
72.
a
So
little surprising.
once again, I don't think you creamed me this time, but I do believe you are going to win again as I add up my numbers. My numbers continue to get better, Will, but not good enough, I don't think, for the victory. You have your total?
Oh, let me write it bigger because I wrote it
Okay.
small. Sorry.
For any old music lovers,
Here's
my
total.
score is equal to the number of trombones in that famous hit song. 76.
50.
To your 50.
Not bad.
No, I'm getting closer.
You are.
One day, Will. One day I will movie trivia you and win. But for now, I live in your shadow. I live in your shadow. I pay homage to you.
Before we
Will.
move on,
Yes.
I wrote down just a quick list of some movies war movies that I feel like we should mention
Okay.
because they are
This one? That one?
Awesome.
Okay, just kidding. Okay.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
I think there have been several, right?
Okay,
Do you have a particular
the
one?
newest one that
Newest
just came
one.
out.
Okay. I think there was a classic one. I have not seen them, so I'm
Understood.
sorry.
I think these are movies you have not seen except
Okay.
for one.
Okay.
1917. That came out a couple
No, it
years
came
ago.
out much more recently than that. All Quiet on the Western Front wasn't 1917.
No. Dunkirk.
I've heard of these.
Please watch these movies at some point if you'd like.
Are they available now streaming?
They are all available.
Okay.
Inglorious Bastards.
Okay.
You've
Hey.
probably seen. Sorry, it's a movie title.
Oh, okay.
You've probably seen that.
I prefer to call them inglorious children born to unwed mothers.
And Hacksaw Ridge.
Hacksaw Ridge with Clint Eastwood I've seen. That's
Okay.
a great one. That's a great movie.
All five
For
of those
me-
movies are awesome.
For me, Full Metal Jacket.
Great movie. That was
It's
on
hard
the
to
list
call
also.
it great, but I know what you mean.
But it's action packed.
It is. It's
And
very
it's-
uncomfortable. It's almost two movies in one
Okay.
because the whole boot camp part with Private Pyle is
Yeah.
one part, and Arlie Ermey. And my dad actually said that is as close to boot camp as any movie I've seen.
Okay.
And even that wasn't able to,
Right.
really show it. Although I think it's changed in the military now. But that, Private Pyle scene and, Jelly Donut,
Yeah.
Arlie Ermey, just, I think he's passed now, but that dude is, or was, and he was a real DI.
Yeah.
So that was not, he was
There was no
not
faking it.
acting there.
Right.
That was just him.
Right.
But that's a great movie. Yeah, that's a great one. And how about there's a lot of Civil War movies. I almost picked The Patriot.
Yeah, I saw
Revolutionary
the Patriot was in
War.
there.
That's not
Braveheart,
Civil War. That's right.
Braveheart was in there. Patriot's in there.
The Patriot. Now The Patriot's a little hokey.
I was just
but
going through the list of ones that I didn't think you
Yeah.
had seen.
Yeah,
So
the newer
that-
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I'll have to check those out. Segment 4, or the last one. This is our man on the street interview, Will, and we're running a little long, but hopefully the people
Person
at home,
on the street.
person on the street. I'll change it.
It's just not always a man. I just like to say person.
Well, I even said that. It's a woe man again.
A
So, a woe man.
Hmm.
So, Will, in this one, you are going to be guessing,
Yes.
I hope,
I will be.
the correct or incorrectness of our subject.
Okay.
I did not specifically ask her if I could mention her name, so I will just say this is a female teacher at our school.
Okay.
And she teaches health.
Okay.
And she was lovely enough to answer these questions for us.
Thank you so much.
And so we do appreciate that
We do.
tremendously.
We do.
And I'm stalling to pull it up. There we go. So here we go. And let's begin.
All right.
And let's begin.
Okay, so we're here for a man on the street interview, except in this case, a woman on the street interview. And I'm going to ask you a series of 10 questions and just give me your answer. I won't tell you if you're right or wrong during the recording. And then at the end, I'll let you know.
So I always try to give the instructions also for the audience
Yep.
too, and that way they know. Here we go. Question 1. And question 1.
Okay.
Sorry, having a little difficulty. I have to pop each one up in a new window,
Got
and
you.
sometimes it gets a little.
Here we go. Question 1. Which language has the most native speakers in the world, English or Spanish?
So, well, I'm not saying that these are the most, but which I should have said which one is more. Are
Okay.
there more native English speakers, or are there more native Spanish speakers?
Okay.
That is the first question. The answer is Spanish.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to say she knows that,
Okay.
or at least guesses that one.
Okay.
English.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're off one.
Oh,
Oh for one. And again, not for her, but for you.
No, but for me,
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about her. I just need to guess that she gets them right or wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh for one. All right, here we go.
Question 2. What is the most common last name or surname in the United States?
So the question was most common surname. I
Is it-
added last name because
Is it
not
Smith?
it
Or
is Smith.
Is Smith?
It is Smith.
Okay.
Will she know that Smith is the most common
No.
surname?
I'm going to say no.
No. Okay. What would you guess she might think it is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't.
Jones is pretty common.
Okay.
You know?
Maybe. Yep.
All right. Here we go. Now I think she's from South or North Carolina.
Okay. North, I think.
North. Okay. Here we go.
Williams.
Williams.
Okay.
Pretty common.
That is a very common name. Okay. So
Good
I'm
guess.
1 for 2.
0 for 2.
1 for 2.
1 for 2. You said no on that
Yes.
one. My fault. Trying to lose.
I know.
Trying to make you lose.
I know you are.
Number 3. How many ghosts chase Pac-Man at the start of each game?
So we were trying to remember this. It's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Clyde. Okay. I was going to say the last
Yeah.
one doesn't sound
No.
like Inky. Okay.
It's like Inky, Blinky, Pinky,
I'm
and
going to
Clyde.
say.
Does she know that there's 4 Pac-Man ghosts? She
Yes.
is, to be clear, she is my age at least, I think.
Yep.
Or roughly. I mean, she's my generation. So Pac-Man would have been a thing when
Yeah.
she was a child. Okay? You're going to say
I'm going to say she gets that one.
she gets that one.
Yeah.
All right.
2.
2. It was 2 with a giggle. 2 with a giggle.
Ah.
All right. So 1 for 3, right?
Yeah. 1 for
Okay,
3.
here we go.
Yep. Written
You're
down.
keeping
1
track?
For 3,
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Question 4. What is the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet?
Is that Delta?
Yes. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
I'm going to say.
I thought the reason I picked this one and left it in, because it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if she had sorority or college life. You know, you hear about. So I didn't know. Thought it was. And I ran all these questions by my wife. She
Yep.
thought they were all fair.
I'm
so-
going to say.
And you knew it. So good for you.
I'm going to say no.
No on this one. All right. Here's her answer.
Okay. That makes it coming. What's she say?
E.
Okay. So I'm 2 for 4.
This is, the laugh made me laugh.
Yeah, the laugh that makes me feel better when
E.
E.
Yep. All right, 2 for 4.
All right, 2 for 4. Moving on. Question 5.
Question 5. How many cards are there in a full deck of cards, not counting any jokers?
Okay. I'm going to say she knows that one.
Okay.
I think she knows that one.
Answer, of course, is 52.
Yep.
And you 52 pickup,
Yep.
you know, okay. So you're saying yes on this one.
I think she's going to know this.
Okay.
I don't play cards. Let me see. Maybe 32.
Oh, she got the
She got
last
the
part
2.
right, but not the
No
first
50.
number.
I love that. I don't play
Yeah, I
cards.
play cards.
How dare, why are you asking me
Right.
this?
All right.
And to be fair, would you share just real quick when you asked her if she would do this, how she was like, are these questions hard?
I didn't know these questions beforehand. I love her. She's so funny.
Yeah, she's great. All right, here we go. I got to do testing with her, and so I got to know her better. She's got a great sense of
she's
humor.
great.
Where is the strongest human muscle located?
So question, what is it, 6 or 7? 6, I think, right? Quite the strongest human muscle. Again, I hope this is accurate because I got it from just a trivia website, but the answer that they gave was the tongue.
That is
Okay.
the answer that I learned in anatomy.
Okay.
I'm going to say no.
No. Okay. Let's see here if she gets it.
Your leg.
Okay, leg.
Okay.
So here's the thing. What's confusing? That's the strongest bone, right? The femur,
The femur is the strongest bone.
which is in your leg. So
Right.
I'm wondering if that's kind of what she
Triggered
was,
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, 3 for 6.
All right. And you've set the bar at 6, right? Not
Correct.
5?
No, I need.
You want a D.
I wanted it. I
Okay.
wanted to pass.
Question 7.
Number 7. What meat is traditionally used in shepherd's pie?
In case it doesn't translate, what meat is traditionally used in shepherd's pie? And I'm talking about the real, it's Irish, right? Shepherd's pie? No. Susan Austin? It's Irish, right?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what it is?
No.
It's lamb.
Okay.
Now, this is another, not to lead you one way.
No, don't.
Okay, I
Tell,
won't
let me
say
give you the
anything.
answer first, then.
Okay, and then I'll tell you.
I'm going to say no.
I thought being Southern,
Okay.
like
I-
the cooking part, like,
I'm thinking she's going to think it's a different. Maybe she uses a different kind of meat.
okay, and that's possible.
Correct.
I don't know. I didn't ask if she made it.
Here we go.
Chicken.
Okay.
Okay,
4 for 7.
a giggle. I love her giggle.
Yeah, I
that
know,
made
I
me
know, I
have
know.
so much fun.
I know.
And we did this literally in like 2 minutes after
Right.
our training this morning, so
Right.
we didn't have much time.
4 for 7.
Question 8. Pink ladies and Granny Smiths are types of what fruit?
She knows it.
Pink Ladies and Granny Smiths are apples, of
Yes,
course.
she knows it.
All right. I almost didn't want to put the word fruit in there because I
Yeah,
felt like it,
I feel like that would.
but I think either way,
Got you.
that was the way the question was worded on the website, so I
Okay.
left it be.
Apples.
Okay.
Apples she got.
5 for 8. Here we go.
You need
I'm
one
back
more,
in it.
and you got 2 chances.
I did not think I was going to be this close, but here we are.
All right, here we go.
Question 9. In what country would you find Mount Kilimanjaro?
Is that
I didn't know this. I will
is that
admit.
Tanzania?
It is Tanzania.
I'm going to say she does not know where Mount Kilimanjaro is.
To be fair, I didn't
Okay.
when I wrote the question down. I knew it was obviously the continent of Africa,
Right.
but I didn't know exactly which
I'm
country.
going to say I don't think that is very common knowledge.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Africa. Africa.
Africa. Question said country, so
Correct.
I think that counts as a miss.
Okay, so I'm
Correct,
Correct.
because if
Okay.
like South Africa is a country,
correct.
but Africa being the continent, I think that would not. If she were on a game show, that would not count.
Correct. So
Okay.
6 for 9.
So you got 6 for 9, and the last one's a freebie if you get it right. Let's
All
see
right.
if you get it.
Question 10. What is acrophobia a fear of?
What is acrophobia a fear of?
I'm
You are
gonna s-
acrophobic, by the way.
You're acrophobic.
No, I'm not acrophobic.
By
the way, it is a fear of heights. Like acrobat, acro is height. So fear of heights.
We'll say she does.
Yes, on this one?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
think it's spiders.
Okay.
Arachno
Could see where
instead
she
of
went with
acro.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you ended up with 6.
6 for 10.
A passing grade.
Just made it.
And I'm going to throw this in. I don't normally play extra, but this was as soon as we got done. Good job. That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
As soon as we got done, and she had to hurry out to cover a class,
Yeah.
but this was what she said, parting, leaving. See if you can pick this up.
Okay. Spiders. Okay, thank you.
Honey, I feel dumb. I better do some research.
Don't worry about it. It's fun.
I had to do some research.
Yeah, she said, I feel dumb. I got to go do some research. I included that because that was one of the funniest responses after I was done. So thank you to the teacher who I won't mention her name. Maybe in the future, if she says it's okay, I'll say it, but I didn't ask her, so I won't say it.
Right.
She was great. Will, good job. And now, our joke of the week.
Hit me with it.
There's this taxi driver, Will, and he's driving along, and all of a sudden the passenger in the back realizes he missed the turn, so he reaches up and he taps the taxi driver on the shoulder to ask him about it. The driver screams, "Wah!" Loses control of the car, swerves across 3 lanes of traffic, almost sideswipes a bus. Willie drives up on the embankment, crosses over the sidewalk, almost hits 3 adults and somebody pushing a baby carriage, does a 360 in the grass, and ends up stopping a few inches from a glass-plated wall at the front of a business. They both sit there for a second in quiet, and the passenger said, "I'm sorry. I didn't realize a little tap on the shoulder would scare you that much." And the driver said, "Well, sorry for screaming like that. I guess it's not really your fault. Today's my first day as a cab driver." And the guy said, "What was your job before this?" And he said, "I've been driving a hearse for the last 25 years. And with that, we end episode 29.
29.
Thank you, folks. We ran a little long. We haven't had a one this long in a while, so thank you for sticking with us, assuming you're still there. And if you're not there, there's no point in saying goodbye.
No.
But for those of you that are still there, thank you. Goodbye. We'll see you again next week. And next week. And again, thank you so much for helping us hit 100 subscribers. Have a great week. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.